Hi boys and girls. I'm here today to read you a story that's going to start off our literacy activities this week. Now I don't want to upset you, but for somebody it's not been a very good day. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong. And you know, when you just feel like nothing is ever going to go right again, you just get into a bit of a grumpy mood. Have you ever had a day like that? Where everything keeps going wrong? Maybe you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Well, shall we see what happens to this little boy? And see if maybe he can turn his day around. This is the story of Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh, Alexander. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at his face. Not happy, is he? There he is in his room. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh dear, Alexander. Maybe he shouldn't have left his room in such a mess, should he? Do you think he should have gone to sleep with gum in his hair? Not really. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a Junior Undercover Agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. Oh dear, Alexander. What a moody moo, isn't he? Ooh, I wonder where they're going. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I am going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh dear, do you think his day is going to turn around with an attitude like that? Someone's definitely woken up on the wrong side of the bed. Oh, he's got to school now. I wonder if his school friends can cheer him up a little bit. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. Invisible castle? I wonder what that would look like. At singing time, she said I sing too loud. And at counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh dear, we wouldn't miss out 16, would we? We're good at counting. Oh, lunchtime. Surely a nice lunch will help change his tune, don't you think? There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, And Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds. And Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh dear, Alexander, at least you've got a lovely sandwich there that your mummy's made. I think Alexander needs to learn to be a bit more grateful, don't you? Oh, I think they've come back home now. So school hasn't made him happier. Do you think he's going to get a bit happier at home? Look at that face. Something tells me maybe not. That's what it was. Because after school, my mum took us to the dentist. And Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. Oh dear. Oh, so they were in the dentist, weren't they? Not home yet. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. While we were waiting for my mum to get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then I started crying because the mud. Nick said I was a crybaby, and... Oh dear. He's really lost it now, hasn't he? And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mum came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. Oh dear. Bad timing. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I told everybody. No one even answered. Oh dear, Alexander. Surely your brothers can make you feel better. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. Oh, Alexander, what are we going to do with you? Oh, when we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as I could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh, they're causing chaos, aren't they? Dearie me. Oh, dinner time back home. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on the TV. I hate kissing. Alexander, goodness me. I think somebody just needs to go to bed, don't you? My bath was too hot and I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain and I had to wear my railroad train pyjamas. I hate my railroad train pyjamas. I don't know what to say. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow. He said I could keep the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It's been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mum says some days are like that. Oh. Maybe get some sleep now, Alexander. Even in Australia. Poor Alexander. What a long day he had. Have you ever had a day like that before? I sure have. Sometimes when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you just can't shake a bad mood. Right, guys, thank you for joining me today. We are going to have a look at this story a little bit more in literacy. Feel free to watch this video again if you need a little bit of help, if you need help remembering. And by the end, you'll be able to make your own story about a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Okay, have a lovely week. I'll see you in phonics.